Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Rising Parent Podcast, where we're all about helping families thrive. I'm Tim, and with me, as always, is my wonderful co-host, Edna.
Hello there, lovely listeners. So glad to be back.
Today, we're diving into a topic that's super close to my heart, and frankly, something I think every parent needs to hear: self-care for parents, avoiding burnout, and staying sane.
Burnout. That word alone makes me shudder. It's so real, and it can hit you like a ton of bricks, especially in those early sleep-deprived months, when you're operating on fumes.
Exactly. And it's not just for new parents either. Whether you have a toddler throwing tantrums or a teenager pushing boundaries, the demands of parenting can be relentless. We're going to unpack some strategies for staying sane, recharging your batteries, and remembering that you matter too.
Because happy parents, happy kids, right?
Absolutely. So, buckle up, grab your coffee, and let's get started. Okay, Edna, let's kick things off. What's the first thing that pops into your mind when you hear self-care? Because I think a lot of people have this image of like a luxurious spa day.
Oh, the spa day. Yeah, that's the Instagram version of self-care. And while I'm not knocking a good massage, self-care in reality looks a lot less glamorous, doesn't it? More like survival sometimes.
Right. It's about the small, everyday things that help you stay afloat. I remember one family I worked with. The mom was completely overwhelmed. 3 kids under 5, husband working long hours. She felt like she was drowning.
Oh, I've seen that so many times. That feeling of being utterly swamped. What did you suggest to her?
We started small, really small. Like, okay, can you carve out 5 minutes in the morning before everyone else wakes up to just sit and drink a cup of coffee in silence?
5 minutes. That's doable, even with a newborn.
That's the key. It needs to be realistic. And you know what? That 5 minutes made a huge difference for her. It was her little pocket of peace.
It's amazing how those little pockets can add up. It's like if you're constantly giving without ever refueling, you're going to run empty. And then who's going to take care of everyone else?
Exactly. It's like that old saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. It's so true and so often ignored. So finding those small ways to recharge is crucial. What's another realistic self-care practice that you often suggest, Edna?
I'm a big fan of the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes to do it immediately. Empty the dishwasher, put away the laundry, respond to that email. Those little tasks pile up and create this mental clutter that just adds to the stress.
Oh, that's a good one, because a cluttered space definitely leads to a cluttered mind, right? I see that all the time with our daycare families. The parents who struggle the most often have the most chaotic homes, not because they're bad people, but because they're overwhelmed.
It's a vicious cycle. Another thing I emphasize is setting boundaries, learning to say no.
Ah, yes, the dreaded no. That's a tough one for a lot of parents.
It is. We feel guilty, right? Like we're letting our kids down or our partner or our friends. But if you're constantly saying yes to everyone else, you're inevitably saying no to yourself. I had a client. She was volunteering at her kid's school, driving carpool, baking for every bake sale. She was exhausted.
Sounds familiar. How did you help her?
We worked on identifying her priorities and then practicing saying no without feeling guilty. It started with small things like declining to bake for a bake sale and slowly building up to bigger commitments.
And did it help?
It was life-changing for her. She had more time for herself, more energy for her kids, and she was actually enjoying parenting again. It's amazing what happens when you start protecting your time and energy.
You know, it's interesting too because sometimes we think self-care has to be this solo activity, but it can also be about connecting with others.
Absolutely. Isolation is a huge contributor to parental burnout.
I see that all the time. I remember a dad who told me he felt completely alone. He loved his kids, but he missed having adult conversations. He missed having hobbies. He missed just being himself.
That's heartbreaking. So what did you recommend?
We talked about finding ways to connect with other dads, joining a sports league, volunteering, even just grabbing coffee with a friend once a week.
And it's so important to be honest with your partner, too, to communicate your needs and ask for help.
That's huge. Communication is key in any relationship, but especially when you're navigating the challenges of parenthood. I can't tell you how many couples I've worked with where one partner is feeling completely overwhelmed and the other has no idea.
It's not always intentional, right? Sometimes we just assume our partner knows what we're going through, or we're afraid to ask for help.
Exactly. So having those open and honest conversations is vital. And remember, it's okay to ask for help. It doesn't make you a bad parent.
It makes you a smart one. And speaking of help, let's talk about delegating tasks,
Yes, the art of delegation.
which is so hard for some of us, right? We think we have to do everything ourselves or it won't be done right.
The perfectionist parent trap.
Exactly. But the truth is, you don't have to do it all. You can outsource some of the tasks that are draining you. Can you hire a cleaning service? Can you ask a family member to watch the kids for a few hours? Can you trade babysitting with another parent?
Even getting the kids involved. Age-appropriate chores can be a huge help. Plus, it teaches them responsibility.
It does, and it frees you up to do things that actually recharge you.
So, we've talked about small pockets of peace, setting boundaries, connecting with others, delegating tasks. What about the importance of remembering who you are outside of being a parent?
Oh, that's a big one. It's so easy to lose yourself in the role of mom or dad, but you are still an individual with your own interests, passions, and needs.
I had a mom tell me that she felt like she had completely lost her identity after having kids. She used to be a passionate artist, but she hadn't picked up a paintbrush in years.
That's so sad. What did you suggest?
We started by finding small ways for her to reconnect with her art. Maybe just 15 minutes a day to sketch, or taking an online art class.
It's about rediscovering those things that bring you joy, right? Whether it's painting, reading, hiking, playing music.
Whatever it is, make time for it. It's not selfish, it's essential. It reminds you that you are more than just a parent. And honestly, it makes you a better parent because you're happier and more fulfilled.
And that happiness radiates outwards, doesn't it? It impacts your kids, your partner, your whole family.
Absolutely. So let's recap some of these key takeaways because it's a lot to remember.
Yeah, let's break it down.
First, self-care doesn't have to be expensive or time-consuming. It's about finding those small, realistic ways to recharge your batteries.
Think 5-minute coffee breaks, 2-minute tasks, anything that chip away at the overwhelm.
Second, set boundaries. Learn to say no without feeling guilty. Protect your time and energy.
Your kids might not like it at first, but they'll learn to respect your boundaries, and you'll be a better parent because of it.
Third, connect with others. Don't isolate yourself. Talk to your partner, your friends, other parents.
Find your tribe. It makes all the difference.
Fourth, delegate tasks. You don't have to do it all. Outsource what you can and get the kids involved.
And finally, remember who you are outside of being a parent. Reconnect with your hobbies, your passions, your interests.
Because you matter too.
You absolutely do.
So that's it for today's episode. We hope you found some helpful tips for avoiding burnout and staying sane as a parent.
And remember, you're not alone in this journey. We're all just doing our best, one day at a time.
Exactly. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, please reach out for help. Talk to your doctor, a therapist, or a parenting coach.
There's no shame in asking for support.
Now for our call to action. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the Rising Parent podcast so you never miss an episode.
And if you're feeling extra generous, leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app. It really helps other parents find our show.
And be sure to visit our website at risingparent.org.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, you've got this.
We believe in you.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Edna.
And we'll see you next time on the Rising Parent Podcast.